Well, this month of Halloween, I will be talking about a spooky, scary creature. And I believe it's time to talk about a Dragon Ball villain who puts fear into those on a cosmic level. Janemba from the Dragon Ball Z movie era and the Shin Budokai game series. Janemba is actually one of my favorite villains in fiction, actually. So, how powerful is this demon among demons? You will find out now. Basically, when this creature was first created, this demon ogre kid was watching a soul cleansing machine, which I don't know why King Yem and them put a kid in charge of watching, but you know, it is what it is. Suddenly, the machine breaks as the evil energy spreads into the kid, making him become Fat Janemba. As in his base form, he was able to reality warp and defy the laws of the entire macrocosm, which is stated to have infinite-sized realms along with the afterlife stated to transcend dimensions, which is consistently fourth dimensional, aka at least universal plus. But you can go a bit higher as each infinite realm / universes are stated to have their own separate space-time. This can get into the low multiversal levels of power. His durability is the same via this statement in Trading Blows with Goku, who stated that base Janemba himself to be stronger than Majin Buu. But since the anime version, we can't scale this above Buhan, who is going to destroy the infinite living universe or the macrocosm while also collapsing dimensions together, which this is also Uni plus to low multi levels of power. Base Janemba gets ragdolled by Super Saiyan 3 Goku until he transforms. And as for consistency, Janemba is stated to be the strongest enemy in the Dragon Ball Z he's ever faced. And the Z Broly fanatics can get mad all they want. I'm just telling the truth. Also, for more details, Goku was shaking the entire afterlife while transforming into a Super Saiyan 3, which is a Uni plus to possibly a low multi feat as well, and Janemba at his full power demolished Goku in that second fight. As for speed, Janemba is faster than Z Broly, who destroyed the massive portion of the South Galaxy, which composed of multiple galaxies, and it's stated to be in infinite numbers of them for consistency, as Broly was able to travel and destroy them with his raw power. And Janemba is easily faster than him. And if you want to get a bit higher, we can argue Janemba to have the same speed since he scales above Metacooler, as both Goku and Metacooler were fighting as Metacooler was able to outspeed Goku's instant transmission. Also, they were both fighting in a space beyond time, which grants this at least inaccessible to possibly immeasurable levels of speed. As for his hacks though, it's going to be a long list to go over with. As I stated previously in the beginning of the video, Janemba has reality warping and law manipulation via manipulating and reversing the laws of reality to the entire macrocosm, as he brings back the dead from the living and even also supernatural and physical phenomena, as this also gives him the power of resurrection just by simply existing. Janemba obviously has Ki, which grants him to manipulate the body, the mind, and the soul, and Ki also creates powerful shock waves and intense heat as well. Ki can also destroy matter and reduce stuff to atoms. Janemba also scales above weaker versions of the Spirit Bomb, which destroys evil and purifies things, which grants him a limited resistance to holy manipulation. It also generates radiation even on a quantum scale, and adding on to the soul manipulation stuff, he is literally the amalgamation of countless evil souls collected in the soul cleansing machine. And he also has ice manipulation, as he froze King Yema and the other souls as he raised the spirit barrier around the castle just by simply walking. And this also gives him sealing and power now, as he sealed King Yema away on his magical barrier and strips him away from his powers. He also has absorption via his magical crystals, and barriers passively absorb the energy of any attack. He also has spatial manipulation and can create portals. As it states, he can warp space to create portals that punch enemies from afar. He also has power mimicry and duplication when Goku fires Kamehameha at Janemba, He simply opened his hand as he spawned a duplication of Goku, and that duplicate fired the same attack back at him. He also has transmutation and can manipulate matter, basically reconstructing a stone spike into a growing in length spear-like object, and this adds on as he can create weapons, and he can instantly master these weapons as well, as he was going toe-to-toe and even outskilling Goku, which is impressive in itself, as the sword was amalgamated with the souls of those that were skilled with a sword. And he also has weapon control as well, as he turned a small cube into the dimension sword, as the sword negs durability since it was able to cut Goku while in Super Saiyan 3, as this adds on to spatial manipulation since it can slice through space as well. And Janemba can also stretch his limbs. He can also teleport and even manipulate his own body, as he turns his body into small particles and then rebuild it in a different area, which is pretty insane. And Janemba also can resist power node, as Shenron stated that he would not be able to reverse the effects caused by Janemba's evil energy. And he can also resist fire by just simply standing in it. And Janemba can be argued to be a conceptual being, as there's a statement that states he's the literal concept of evil as well. Eventually, Janemba was defeated by Gogeta, who Goku and Vegeta have to use a Metamorph fusion dance to defeat him using the Soul Punisher. So this puts Z Janemba's AP and durability at a low end around high uni unto uni plus, and a mid end around low multiversal, and his speed should be around infinite, inaccessible, and possibly immeasurable. Now it's time to move on to the Shin Budokai series, as Janemba is much stronger in the game than in the movies. Janemba in this version basically has avatars not only around different parts of the Universe 7 macrocosm, but also in other timelines as well, as he basically has type 8 immortality. As long as evil energy is around, he can come back. And it's argued to have endless worlds, but some argue this to be a mistranslation, but at the very least, the game shows to have many timelines. And even if you want to say that this game is a mistranslation, Dragon Ball has proven to have an infinite amount of timelines as well. It's also proven to have many world theory, and also to add to the Janemba has a level of omnipresence, since not only is his evil energy can be sensed in the present timeline, but also in other dimensions and timelines as well. And as for speed, this gets Janemba higher into the immeasurable, since his presence can travel to other dimensions and timelines as well, and Cell, Frieza, Boo, and Broly and many other villains came back to life because of Janemba's mere existence. And Shin Budokai confirms that if that evil energy is around everywhere, anywhere, even in different dimensions, Janemba is going to appear. And more proof that this game has other dimensions, Gotenks at Super Saiyan 3 blatantly states that he told Cell to get out of their dimension, and even Trunks states that Cell energy is actually warping dimensions. And this gives Janemba at least multiversal to possibly multiversal plus levels of AP and durability, and especially in range and hacks. Also, Janemba's energy is stated to mind control and corrupt others by simply being around them, or even in other dimensions and timelines. And Janemba is also stated to reality warp time and space as well, and Janemba can also manipulate people in dreams and those who don't have a physical existence at all while dreaming. Janemba's reality warping and law manipulation is psychotic, to say the least. And at the end of the game, Janemba was stated to get stronger because the more evil energy he collects, the stronger he becomes. He absorbs the energy from a much more powerful versions of Broly, Majin Buu, and other villains that were fighting in hell against the Z fighters. So basically, you get to choose between Vegito and Gogeta. And if you choose either one, Janemba will take the form of the opposite fusion. And no, they are both stated that they can take each other on, and that they are at least equal to in terms of power. And it's stated in the game that the entire macrocosm was shaken, and that's a casual feat for them. And if you beat Janemba with either Vegito or Gogeta, you nullify the evil energy not just in the present but also in other dimensions and timelines. And this puts Shin Budokai Janemba's AP and durability around the low to mid end, low multi to multiversal, and the high end around multi plus. And his speed would be higher into immeasurable. Janemba from the Dragon Ball Z movies is quite the powerful foe in the Dragon Ball franchise, but only to get outclassed by Dragon Ball GT, Super, and very powerful game versions of Goku and company. And as for Shin Janemba, he gets outclassed by questionable high ends for Dragon Ball Super and a powerful game versions of Goku and company. Janemba's power and abilities is impressive and pretty terrifying if he decides that if your verse is next on his menu to corrupt.